welcome back to another video, and today we are doing obviously our July plan with me in my bullet journal. And first and foremost, I wanted to apologize for there not being a June plan with me. I did explain this in my studio vlog that my files got somehow corrupted because I did film it, but it couldn't edit it. It was a mess, and there ended up not being one. But all is fine now. It's all back on track. I'm very excited about this video because it's probably one of my favorite spreads I've done this year so far, and I'm excited to show you guys how I did it. So in the first page I had just a blank page that I didn't use from last month's spread, so I decided to put a little quote in it, and it's a really nice quote about the ocean, which is, "You blush like the ocean in love, wild with blueness." And I really like this quote from Yemanja. I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, but yeah, so as you probably guessed, this month's theme is going to be like an ocean theme. And I didn't want to go for like the water part of the ocean because I've had like a waves theme already this year. I wanted to go for a more shell sort of beachy theme because it is summer, and I'm finally going home in July to Portugal for the summer, and I miss the beach a lot, and I'm going to be at the beach every day, and I'm excited. So the one thing that I've always loved from the beach ever since I was little was going on shell hunts with my mum. We'd go on like really big walks along the beach with a little bucket, and we'd collect the prettiest shells we could find, and then we'd always go home and make little necklaces and bracelets out of them, and it's one of my favorite summer memories as a child, and still to this day really. So yeah, I thought that this would be the perfect theme for July, as I am going home and I haven't seen my family in ages. So for my title page, so to say, I just wanted to go really simple and just have the title surrounded by a bunch of shells and maybe some starfish and some footprints in the sand, and I think it ended up looking really, really cute. I wanted to also do it like in real time so I could show you guys how I doodle my shells and all of that jazz. So yeah, and I decided also to make this month's accent color like a pale purple, because I didn't want to go blue. As I already said, I've used blue already like twice this year, and I haven't gone for a purple yet. And there's this one type of shell that I love, and I honestly don't know how to say them in English, but they are kind of like purplish, and they have like a black to purple gradient color, and I always thought they were really pretty and beautiful, so I just thought I'd include that here. So then again, I just put all the days of the month at the bottom, because I always like having a monthly overview pretty much anywhere I can. And then I decided to go in with my Tombow brush pen and colored in some shadings, very simply. And now for the monthly spread. I decided to change things up a little this month. I feel like I say this every month, but this month I did, and I actually changed up the monthly spread because I haven't done that ever. And it wasn't even that big of a change. I just changed what side the things are, really. I just switched them over because I just wanted to have a new kind of fresh look on my monthly spread. And so what I did basically is I put my monthly goals in my YouTube planner on the left, and the actual monthly spread on the right. Yep, that's the only different thing I did this time. So it's not even that much of a difference. I just thought I'd mention it. Again, I think this spread came out so pretty and simple and elegant. I just love how minimal it is. I also was very happy with how the color tied in with the theme. I think it just goes really nicely. I've been using my Zebra Mildliner purple for the darker purples, and then my Tombow dual brush pen for the more pastel-y kind of washed out color. So I kind of have two different shades. And then of course in the blank spaces I just added some more doodles of shells and some oceany things, I guess. And of course went in and shaded them as well. And now moving on to the habit and expense tracker. Again, I kept the themes for these two the same, the layout and everything, because I have no issues with it. I like them and I have no need to change them. So all I change really is I adapt them to the theme of every month. So for my habits tracker, the only thing I did differently is I kind of added some bubbles on the side because I thought that'd look really cute, and also some shells on the right. And that's pretty much all I did to decorate it. As I said, I wanted this month's spread to be very minimalistic and simple and elegant, and I think I achieved that quite nicely. And of course I always mention that I leave everything that I use, all the materials and supplies, in the description box below, so if you ever are in any doubt as to what stuff I use in my videos, they're always in there. And again, for my expense tracker, I didn't actually even decorate it that much because I normally end up using the whole spread to the maximum, so the less space I occupy with doodles for me, the better. So I again just did my kind of gray underlining, sublining, coloring in. I don't really know what you call it, but I really enjoy how it looks with it, and it's really helpful for actually finding my line, if that makes any sense. And that's what they look like, the spreads. And then moving on to my weekly spread. This month I didn't do a work monthly schedule spread because I am going home for the summer, therefore I'm not gonna have any shifts, and I had no reason to, and I probably won't do one in August either, so I skipped that spread. And for my weekly spread, I've gone back to a sort of layout that I haven't done since like February. I quite missed it, I'll be honest. I did really like the spreads I've been doing recently, but I was kind of feeling like I wanted a bit of a change again because I like changing things up, and I decided to go back to this spread because I really enjoy it. I just put my weekly events tab on the left and then just had each day of the week down the middle kind of center of the double spread, and then of course had my weekly goals on the far right. And I quite like the spread as well because it gives me the right amount of space to include a little picture on the bottom left of the second page, and I really miss doing that because I love having little inspirational pictures and pictures of things that I miss and like a lot. It just kind of sets a mood for the week, and in this layout they just fit really well. Also, I think it's fair to mention that I tried to experiment with having like a little shell kind of image behind the numbers of the week, the days of the week, and I tried this out in a post-it note to see if it worked with me writing on top of it, and then with a jelly white roll pen, and it didn't look that bad, so I actually went through with it and did it, but I still think that it looked a little bit messy, and I don't think the numbers stood out as much as I wanted it to. So in my future spreads, I'll probably go in with either a different color for the shell, or go in just with a jelly white roll pen for the number, just to create a bit more of a contrast. But I still like how it looked. And the picture I chose for this week was small steps every day, because I've been going through a bunch of really stressful weeks recently, and it's been a bit hard to cope, but I quite like this quote because it reminds me that just one step at a time, one day at a time, and everything's fine. So I decided to keep that in. And of course I just put all my stickers and the rest of my pictures in the back corner of my notebook. And that's what my weekly spread looked like in the end. And moving on, I did my second a day spread at the end of the month, as well as my little notes page for any lists or notes or planning things for the month. And these two are quite like boring spreads because there's not much to them, so I kind of whizzed through them a bit. I do love doing this kind of title recently, where I just have a color at the back, like a swish of color, and then these, I don't know how to explain this font, but like a tall condensed font and kind of an irregular baseline. I really like how it looks. And yeah, in a blink of an eye, it's done. I'm just giving you guys a little flip through here at the end to show you how it looked in the end, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do this month's spread, and I hope you all have a great summer and a great July, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!